Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake and welcome back to Space Engineers, where we are currently at a deposit of nickel, cobalt and iron, and we're here to sort out a proper way to mine things. Because our current method of mining is using the hand drill, which is very slow and very inefficient. If I locate the... Where was I digging from? Right, so... yeah, I was digging from over here. Let's just go have a look. So currently, in order to mine things, we have to tunnel down by hand into the dark, and then mine this iron, which is here. Now you may see that the graphics is a bit different, and that's because Space Engineers had a graphical update and overhaul, which consequently made that the mod that I was using, Space Just Got Real, kept crashing. So until that gets fixed, we're stuck with what the new one is, and it's a bit glary and low res that I may have to check the options in order to remedy that. Might do that a bit later when I'm in the middle of building what we're doing. Anyway, so inside the rover, inside our lovely rover, we've got quite a lot of components. Now, I don't know if this is all the components I'll need because I'm not that far-sighted, but we're going to be building a mining rig above the area in which we're going to get iron, because we need iron and cobalt, which is why we're in an area of cobalt, iron and nickel, all of which, by the way, can be put into an arc furnace, which we should probably build at the same time back at home. So, first things first, we need to locate a deposit. We're above one. Excellent. And if we can get both cobalt and iron from this adventure, then that's going to be even more useful. So, I've done some tinkering in creative mode, designing a drill which would suit our purposes. Let's get rid of 30 of you so I actually have room to pick stuff up. So we're going to be making out of large grid because it's the only way to play. I need to make sure I can see that. Very useful. It would be very useful if I had an antenna. So this is these deposits are 20 meters underground, which means that we are going to need to extend the drill down underground, which is going to be fun. Right, let's just put you here so that I can see where the drill needs to go. We're going to be using large grid drill, which is more expensive, but then again, much better. We're going to be going along like this. Really? That damaged me? Okay, so we're going to be using a drill, many drills in fact. So they're 3 long. We need it so that we can actually place it into the ground, so we need to place a drill here, which means the rotor will be on this block, and then the pistons will be on those blocks, and we need 2 of them. Pistons take up multiple, they take up 2. Seems like it, but we're going to give it a leeway of 5 in the 2 pistons we're going to use. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 4, 5. Okay, and then on the end of here is the end of the piston. We go out, and then we go down to here, where we're going to throw this thing along a bit. Don't keep hurting yourself, Jake. That's not going to be useful. And then we get this to the ground. Okay. So we're building a rig on which we can keep this thing stable. I am going to need to get myself up there, and I don't have any more hydrogen. Should have bought a hydrogen bottle, but then again, we don't have the silver to build them. But that should be fine, he says. So we can get rid of these. Yeah, I am going to need hydrogen. Right, I'll be back in a second once I've grabbed some hydrogen. Okay, so we've removed the scaffolding used to locate where we want to place the thing, and we're going to create some scaffolding of our own so that we can weld these things without too much trouble. Because otherwise, this is just going to be painful. Me going back to the base to refuel hydrogen, then burn half of it to get here. So we're gonna place a lovely scaffold, which shouldn't be that hard. Edge over. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Go back a bit. Put this down. Put that down. Don't fall. You do have hydrogen to catch yourself. Good. There we go. Right, so we should be able to reach this. Now, we're going to be placing, or we're going to be using, a couple of blocks. The advanced rotor, the piston, and the drill. The drill is what we're going to use to mine. Piston is what we're going to use to extend the drill section down, and then the rotor is what we're going to use to rotate the drill section so that we can cover more area, because we want to be efficient. So, first of all, we're going to need pistons. 2 of them, in fact, because 2 is better than 1. I want to flip that around so that we've got it there. So we've got a piston on top of a piston. Now, if I was doing this before a update that was all built around making sure that these things don't kill everything, then this would be a very risky proposition. However, pistons are fine, he says. So we just need to get up the scaffolding and start welding things up. If he can access them. There we go. Don't need to weld up the rest of that. Right, you know what's going to be better? If we move the rover around so that we can access this area. Unpark. Move round. Just don't collide with the structure itself because it's made of tissue paper, or what is effectively tissue paper. As you can see, the iron and cobalt deposits are quite large, so we should have enough resources to do this. I'm going to need some large steel. We're going to want to jump up a bit. Jump up and get down. If we... put that there. Should be able to access this. I'm going to get rid of that in a second because it's going to push everything. So don't hurt yourself. It's not a good idea. Right, let's get some computers, some motors, and then what else was it? It was interior plate. No, construction component. Yeah. Do. Right, so I'll be back in a second once I've welded up these 2 pistons. Alright, so we've got these 2 pistons done, and the next thing that we're going to want to place down is our rotor. Now, there are 2 different types of rotors. There are regular rotors, which we used for the solar panels, and there are advanced rotors. Advanced rotors have a conveyor connection. I think that's the only difference. And it doesn't matter the orientation of the rotor, so we just go place it down. Now this rotor is going to be in charge of swiveling around the multiple drills that we have, so that they cover more area and therefore we're more efficient in terms of the amount of resources we're using. Now as you can see here, the rotor is placed on the last end of this area, which means that we could have, if we extend how far the rotor drops down, we could have, what, up to 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 4 drills worth of radius, so 9 drills in a line. Add some more, so 17 in total if we want to do an X formation. But that's pretty good. I can't remember what the other thing I needed was. It was more motors. Yes, it was, because I'm out of them. There we go. Give me motor. Anyway, you can see that this place is blindingly bright, right? Also, the sparkly welded texture or effect is new. There's a lot of things that are new. Some of them I like. I don't know about the wavering welder though. Get down, weld this up because it needs to be welded. There we go. Right. So that should be that. And then the last thing that we need to do is we need to place down a single drill at minimum. We can place down more drills when we get more resources. I have an idea of moving our base over to where the mining area is, but that's just not going to be useful because that means I have to move the solar panels. It's going to be painful and we don't have enough room in the rover to do it all in one go. So no. Right, so we place a drill like this, except that we can't because this thing's in the way. Of course it is. It's always in the way. Yeah, I can't fall down because otherwise they instantly die. I think they upped fall damage. Anyway, here comes the drill. Here come the drills. So we just need a bunch of stuff, bunch of stuff, bunch of stuff. Okay. Bunch of stuff, bunch of stuff, bunch of... No, not that. But that's fine. We don't have enough room for it. 40 construction component. 12 steel tube. Yeah, motors, computers. Okay. Right, let's computers, motors, large steel tube. Construction component. We might not have enough large steel tube, which will be fun. Yeah, we're 2 down. Well, that's going to be interesting. We could probably steal some off of somewhere. Yeah, there's a place somewhere on this construction that doesn't need additional large steel tube. Probably one of the piston heads, right? If I crawl... No, I can't crawl over. Okay, let's do something else instead. Let's get the slope, which I can't see the shadow of, which is fun. Let's do this. Let's do it this way. I want it like this. I don't have steel. Oops. Give me steel. Or rather, let me steal your steel. We could just go over here and do it like that, right? We'll just steal a tiny bit from this guy. If I can reach him, which I can't. That's fun. Oh god, this is fun. Come on, fellas, I want to reach you so I can get rid of some of your stuff. I could just fly. Yeah, I could just fly. Right. There we go. That should be enough, right? Yep. Cool. There we go. So we've got our first drill. Excellent. Now, we're only going to be using one drill because we don't have enough large steel tube. At least that's what we're going to be using for now. I'll increase it over time after we've done the demonstration. Or rather during a cut, maybe. I'll go back home and grab some more. We don't need these anymore, so we're just going to get rid of them. Right. So, we've currently got a drill that's connected to 2 pistons, and that's good. The only thing that's bad, however, is that we're not going to be able to get that out because I need to destroy the top block so I can place down a conveyor tube. God damn it. Right, so that's going to be fun. Unless... Can I place blocks on that? Yeah, I can. Okay. Get rid of this. If I get rid of this... Good, right, we can do that. Crisis averted. So the plan is, what we do, we get a conveyor, we crawl it all the way down into a connection point which the rover can dock to, and then we just grab it and then leave. That's the plan anyway. And then, so if we treat the docking connection, or rather the area that the rover will sit, as along this axis, you know, because once we move the rover, which I'll just do in a second, move the rover out the way. We just do this. Yeah. Make it a lovely runway if I have the resources. Of course, when we have enough iron, I'll weld all this up. Or I won't. Really depends on my mood. But yeah, we can just park the rover on this lovely platform. Have a conveyor. Or rather, these should be half slabs, but you get the point. I'll change that over when we actually install the system, which will be in a second. Yeah, so we park the rover on here, it connects to the connector, which will just spout all the nonsense into it. We also need a buffer cargo container, large grid, which we'll place about here, and then we also need a control station, which will be here. Because, so I took care, we also need power, right? So, first things first, let's fall down here for a second. Fuck. That is quite the precarious situation we've got going here. Let's throw everything else so that we can balance everything. So we got rid of our reactor so that we could place it here. And we got rid of our control station so that we could place it here. Because we need them. So we're going to need reactor and control station. Thwomp down reactor. And interior plate. Yeah. And thwomp down control station. Control station we're going to use to operate the machinery, and then reactor is to power this thing. Might need a bigger reactor. Just might. We're also going to need more large steel tube. Of course we are. Right, I'm going to go back to grab some more large steel tube. We'll weld those up and we'll be back in a second. Alright, so we have our reactor and control station completed. I've also started planning out the conveyor pipeline. We'll do a bit more of that in a second. But first things first, we need to get the drill working, because otherwise what's the point? So I'm just going to angle the camera so that we can see the drill properly. Now, there are two components in this. We have two pistons, we have the drill. No, there are three components. The pistons, the rotor, and the drill. So, first of all, we want to get all blocks. No. We want to, because we're going to have multiple drills, we're going to create a control group of drills, right? Off an inventory screen. Hide that. We're going to, and then we have piston 1 and piston 2. And then we have advanced rotor. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to have 1 be our turn on and off the drills. So, you know, turn on, turn off. Oh my god, that went dark very quickly. Yep, that's good. Second one, we're going to have, if we want to grab the advanced rotor, we want increased velocity and decrease velocity. So we can press 2, that will start moving that, and 3 will stop moving it. Okay. Now we do actually want to set this up precisely. Specifically, we want the advanced rotor, instead of doing that, to turn on and off. Okay. So if we set the advanced rotor, and we set its, what's this one? Equalize virtual masses of connected grids to achieve more stable behavior. We'll try that out later. We want to have, so unlimited rotor displacement. I think we'll add more. Did that lower it? Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. We needed to lower it so that we could add more drills. And then we're just going to put 0.05. Right? So that thing will start rotating. Yeah, it is rotating. Not too, not fast enough though. So go 0.5. There we go. That should be rotating at a good enough speed. Noticing that turning this thing on will make it rotate. Well, we'll make the drill bit rotate. And then we can stop it by turning off the advanced rotor. Good, right, so we've got drills on and we've got the other thing on. The rotor on. I know how to speak. Right, and then we have the fun thing, which is we need a toggle block on and off and a reverse for each piston. Okay, so we're going to set both pistons to be off, so 3 and 5. We then want to go to piston 1 and we want to set its velocity to 0.05. I'm going to set second piston's velocity to 0.05, which basically means when we turn them on, it'll start descending into the ground, right? We can do 5 to do it faster, and then we can press, if we keep both of those on, we can press 2 and 6 to reverse it. And then they'll go back up, You might not be able to see this properly, but yeah, they go back up and then they're good, and then we can turn them off, right? Reverse, turn 3 on, turn drill on. And then eventually that will reach the ground. Is that all the stone? Is that actual stone? No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, good. Just checking, because otherwise that's all our stone gone. Yeah, so we can have a look. We've got 166 stone. Cool, cool. Right, this thing's still going down. Turn it on again. Right. There we go. We've got a drill. This should also be rotating. So we'll make it rotate more when we've added more drills into this place. Yep. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we mine. Now, one thing that we're going to need to do when we want to get further down, we do have to go 25 meters. I don't think we have 25 meters length of piston here. No, we won't have 25 meters worth of piston. Yeah, so this thing is about to reach its limit of how far down it can go. Or should at some point. But we can get out and we can have a look. Drill shouldn't kill me. Drill has 42,000. We're going to start running out of space soon. But our energy consumption is very low at this point, so we should be able to run with this reactor for quite a while. You going to reach your end point at some point? Or are you just going to keep going? Yeah, you're going to keep going, aren't you? You've got 3 tiers of that. That's fun. Yeah, so we can get, what? Waist deep into here? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Now, before we, extend the second piston, I'm going to turn this back up. Turn that off. Turn this off. You're still rotating. I need to do something quickly. Advanced rotor. Velocity is this. Braking torque. How fast it will stop. Completely, please. There we go. Because I don't want it continuously running. We are going... let's go into Control 2 and do this properly. We want to... Where is it? Increase. Decrease. Increase. That should be velocity. Increase. Decrease. Right. So if we... do this, that should reverse it quick enough. Should really have pressed reverse, but whatever. Good, right, we're locked. Right, so with that, we're going to add some more drills. So we want some steel. Don't need my interior plate, thank you. You can go away. And then what we're going to do is we're going to control form. We're going to get drills. We're going to add 2 more. Come on, get the proper one. So we're going to have 1 here and 1 here. Right. Now this does make it heavier and therefore harder on the pistons, but we've got enough reinforce that this is fine. So what this does is that we set the advanced rotor to rotate, meaning that we get a larger area of mining. Now the problem gets that when you create it very big, you kind of want the rotor to go a bit slow, because otherwise you're not going to mine everything. So at that point you add more arms onto the rotor bit, the drill bit, so that it can deal with all of the things that you're trying to mine at the same time. Right, so let's weld these things up to minimum spec, so that we can get this thing on the roll. In fact, I really should do one and then the other, instead of both at the same time. Also, should probably have the light on. There we go. But gleaming metal is weird. Right, there we go. So we need construction component, small steel tube. Don't think I have enough. Small steel, we have enough. We also need construction component. Do. Lost your tube. 3 of that, 5 motors, 5 computers. If we get 6 of that, then 10 of those, then we can do the other one at the same time. That didn't work as I intended, whatever. Large steel. Weld this thing up. Right. That's not going to work, is it? No, it isn't. Right, let's rotor on. Grab the steel we need. Right, just need a couple more steel. That's the rest of our steel. There we go. Weld this up and then add those to the thing and start drilling again. There we go. So that's our drills. We just need to go over to the control panel, or control station, add those to the drills, and then you know we can turn them all on and off and what have you. So then we're going to reverse this, activate this. We probably want to increase the advanced rotor's velocity to about 0.75. Increase it by 50%. Actually get things going. As you can see, it's doing quite a bit of shake. That's fine. We are inviting chaos into this, but you know, I think they now have something to do, so that's fine. The more drills and the more ground we need to cover, the slower we need to descend. But that should be pretty simple. I mean, an alternative, right, is that we use tiered tools, but that's a mod. I'm trying to do this as vanilla as possible until, you know, we get a tech lab, quote unquote. But yeah, welcome to the future where I automate mining. Well, to an extent. Anyway, if we go into inventory, as you can see, we've got a size by mass stone. Now the problem is, we got a lot of stone, but what we don't have a lot of is anything that we need to use. Could you, like, not spin the hell out? So we're going to need to do a few things, right, in order to make this mining rig operational. First of all, we're going to need a backlog, so that we could. We're going to need a backlog cargo container so that we can store everything that we're collecting. Second of all, we need the drive in loading bay so that we can get everything into the rover and drive off. And then third, we need a sorting system so that we can get rid of the stone that we've got. Because currently, all that stone is going to go to waste. No, it's just going to fill up our tanks. Anyway, let's turn that off. Let's reverse. And we'll have a look at the hole we've currently made. There we go. So if I was to go into here, you'd realise that there's a stone here. Nothing that we actually need to use. Let's just grab a hand drill. I did die, so therefore we've got an additional drill. But as you can see, we've got 8 meters to go until we hit the iron. Which, you know, we can get to. This thing's large enough. But we are going to run out of space by the time that happens. I mean, look, this thing's nearly full. The center one's full. This one's going to be full soon. So yeah, we are going to need a method to get rid of all the stone, or use it. However, Tech Lab, in order to add mods, and the mod that we would be adding is the Crusher, I believe is the one. Yeah, so we'll leave it here for today. Join us next time where we get the rest of the mining drills, well, the mining site's equipment operational, and manage to actually get some iron done and mined so that we can go throw it in a refinery. But until then, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.